Welcome to Checkered Shorts, your quick stop for all things IndyCar. From race recaps and driver drama to bold takes and under-the-radar stories, we bring you the speed, strategy, and spectacle in a bite-sized form. Buckle up. Let's go racing. Hey, hello, welcome back. Checkered Shorts, episode number 71. Blows my mind that we're doing episode number 71, and that after a long off season and it started the season, May, like the holidays, the IndyCar holiday for all race fans is just around the corner. I feel like Thanksgiving's behind us, and here we go. Bring out the checkered flags, decorate the front of your house. Let's get
almost May. It's almost May. So in that idea, we have a little teaser for all of you listeners and viewers out there before Dinwiddie gets to his 71st history lesson. We just recorded number 73 with a special guest. So we're not going to tell you who it is. We'll say he's from the state of Indiana. We'll give you that.
It's big.
One of the you'll recognize him. One way or another, we'll put it that way.
Yeah. So hey, you guys are going to be scratching your heads. How did these three pull this off? Because that's what we're doing, right? Yes. How did that just happen? Pretty cool. We are fanboying out right now.
Yes, 100%. So it's because of the education. The educators over there pulled a few tricks, sent a few emails. So good job for you two. 71. That's our teaser. 71. What do you got there, Dinwiddie?
71. We'll go back. I know last time we talked about the Johnny Lightning Al Unser in 1970. Right. In 71, he backed it up and he won it again. Back-to-back winner. Was the first time in many, many years. And it wouldn't be done again until Elio in 2001, 2002. So it was 30 plus years before somebody was able to go back to back. And so 71, Al Unser, his second time of 4. So I'll just leave it at that. That's 71.
Two back-to-backers are both four-time champs.
Yeah, and then Newgarden. We've got Newgardens in there as well.
But he's not a 4-time champ yet.
But he's not done yet.
Yeah. Well, that's true. So. Yeah, that's a good point.
And he's on the charge. He is on the charge right now. He's on the charge in our rankings. So
yeah,
as we pivot to power rankings.
Yeah. What a transition.
Wow. Yeah. Producer Keith.
Maybe I learned from the best. I'm picking something up. I don't know.
Producer Keith. Wow. Power rankings. I noticed Dinwiddie did all 23 of them or something, however many drivers there actually are. Don't count anything really past maybe 15 for me.
I don't do the reason I do that is because the rankings on my spreadsheet don't work unless I do them all. So I rank them all. You guys just do your 10 or 12 and we're fine.
All right. I was making sure because the last ones I was like, I don't know. I did put Stingray Robb as very last. I know that. So what do you got?
All right. So we'll do it in the normal fashion. We'll go from 10 to 1.
Yep.
We did have some pretty significant movement.
I'm interested
during this last 3 weeks. We just had the one race. So we'll move over to Long Beach. And let me get my rankings here sorted. Here we go. Coming in at number 10, we actually had 2 drivers tie in that spot. One jumped into that top 10. That was Felix Rosenqvist. He was sitting at 11 after the last race. So moved up a spot, obviously, sat on the pole, finished second to Alex Palou again. So we know we're Rosie or Fro fans. But got him back in our top 10. But the biggest mover of the week was Graham Rahal.
Yeah.
I believe this is 3 top 10s in the last 4 races. So RLL making some moves, and congratulations to Graham for jumping up. I can't remember the last time Graham Rahal was in the top 10 in the power rankings. So solid performance there. In the ninth place then is Marcus Armstrong. I know we talked last episode about how that was just a really disappointing finish for Marcus. We're big fans, so to see him down there is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of racing, right? You don't want to have bad weekends. Most everybody does. And, hopefully you chalk that up as just a crap weekend, a crap call, a mistake. Everything else has proven that, these past couple of years that he'll be right back up there with top 5, at least a top 10 sort of thing. So, yep.
Yeah. And then the other one that was kind of disappointing this week as well, was being a street course, was Christian Lundgaard. He's gonna come in on our list at number 8 this week. I think he's got more talent. He was sitting third in points going into this week, and he's dropped down.
It's a big time missed opportunity, knowing that the ovals are on the horizon. He's been making points. This is not the time to be falling behind or having slip ups. He needs to be banking right now. To have the kind of year he had last year, which was for the number 2 seed at Arrow McLaren, was a fabulous year last year.
Exactly.
And for no good reason, right? Just seemed like he just, again, it happens, but you would expect a little bit more out of him, I think. At least I did for this past weekend.
Of the guys that are kind of in that mid-tier, top tier, we talked about Ericsson and Armstrong. Like, there was a reason why they finished 24th to 25th. But Lundgaard, it just looked like they missed as a team. So he didn't change for us. We had him at 8 last time. I think this was just a little blip on the radar. I think that, I expect him to be solid at Indy in a couple of weeks. Moving up to number 7. This is our second biggest mover of the week. We talked about it last time. That when was the last time Scott Dixon wasn't in the top 10? He has jumped back up in there with that podium finish. So moved up 6 spots, comes in number 7 on our list.
A huge weekend for him. Mm-hmm. We kind of didn't discredit him, but is Scott falling off? Is he losing his edge a little bit? And that when he got into fast 6, coming off turn 11 by a hair, that was really cool to see him get to the fast 6, and again, just it pays off to qualify well. So he had a really good weekend for sure.
Yeah. The next one I kind of want to stop and think about for a minute. The next one is Joseph Newgarden.
Yep.
Comes in at number 6. He dropped down 3 spots for us. I probably had him ranked lower than you guys did, and I'm not sure that was. In hindsight, I think I might have made a mistake there.
You put 7.
It's tough in this realm.
You put 7. We both put 5, I think.
Yeah, and he's got to qualify better.
Because I agree. I gave him the credit of trying to
in that second segment of the race.
Yeah, I gave him credit for the strategy. He wasn't going to win where he qualified, so his strategy could have prevailed. And I don't think he flat spotted his tires, and that's a whole nother story. But I don't discredit his efforts to push him back any. So could have qualified better, but if that strategy, he could have won the darn race. In hindsight, if things worked his way out, obviously I'm not a what if person, but I didn't see it as a downgrade for his performance.
Good point.
But I see how you could.
Yeah. Another one that could be a little controversial between the 3 of us is Scotty Mack. He comes in at number 5 on our list. I had him a much higher than you guys do. I think, again, and I said this previously, he's got to get through Friday, Saturday.
Literally.
Sunday, he's pretty strong. And even in those Friday, Saturday, he's strong until he finds a wall or goes through a fence, or he's making a silly mistake, because it seems like he's got the speed. The car is set up well. He's driving well. It just he's making one mistake a weekend, and that's really costing him on Sundays.
Hey, if the guy couldn't be any more relatable, today on Instagram, he posts calling out Duke Energy. He says, "Hey, Duke Energy, would you come pick up these limbs you trimmed 1 week ago? He's worried about his lawn. I'm like, I think I can relate to a guy that enjoys a Miller Lite and mowing his lawn.
Yes.
I think I get it. Maybe I need to reconsider Brian and give him a few extra votes in the power rankings.
You guys, I had him at 7th. Keith had him at 6th, and Dinwiddie had him at 3rd. So it just, you haven't done anything yet.
The greatness is there. You just need to see it happen consistently.
Correct. And he has it there, and that's where I justified it.
I think maybe I'm looking at more potential there. If you're thinking about who can compete for a championship this year, and obviously it's Below and Kirkwood, but I still think Scotty Mack is the other contender in this.
No, I agree.
He's one of the guys on my list. He's one of the guys on my list that if he wins the 500, I am going to go ape shit for him, because they're just some guys that I'm cheering for in that scenario. Obviously, I've talked about my fanhood for Pato. Rosenquist, for whatever reason, I just feel really drawn to him. I think he just seems like a cool, laid-back guy. But Scotty is one of those guys that and that it would be an epic night of celebration with Scotty Mack if he's kissing the bricks.
You remember when Will Power won, like that crazy face when he got out of that silver Verizon car? Like, that is, Scotty Mack would have a great reaction when he's on that on the lift going up. Like, he'll have an awesome reaction when he gets out of that car finally. So no, I agree.
Yeah. You mentioned him, Keith, coming in at number 4. It's down a spot for us. This race is Pato. He's consistently there in the top 5 for us. We know how crazy talented he is. Expected him to be a little higher on this list, this year, but he's sitting at number 4 right now. And I think it goes back to, what we've said all season is he's doing well, but he's just not jumping up there. Nothing that's jumping out at us.
Well, and it hurts that Pelot is killing everybody. He would have a chance, imagine if he's in this spot without Pelot and Kirkwood's in, first. And Pelot would be right there in the championship pretty easily to win a race. Oh, crap, So
I feel like Pato's like the other side of the coin to Lundgaard, to where right now it's just like keep everybody in sight. Because when he hits the ovals, I think he's got a greater opportunity to podium.
That's a great point.
So, he still seems – he's not getting antsy. You can tell he's starting to get a little disappointed that he's not standing up there spraying some champagne. But I think he's also itching for the 500 and itching for those short ovals. And so hopefully, that strategy pans out for him, that he can make a run here at the end.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. All right, moving into our top 3. We mentioned 2 other Penske drivers, but our actually top-ranked Penske driver is the guy who's sitting at the top in the rankings or in the point standings, and that's David Malukas. Another solid performance from him this week. So you guys both had him at 3rd on your list. I had him at number 5 on mine. But he's still missing that victory, right? Like this is the guy that's everybody's wanted him. Meyer Shank to Arrow McLaren to Penske, Coyne had him. But he still has not gotten to victory lane. So I think you got to get him up there.
I think so. I think it kind of showed, we've always wondered what like a VK can do and better cars, better equipment, even a Colin Daly. What could he do in a Ganassi Penske car? I think Malukas is, I don't know, disrespect to VK or Connor, he might be a little bit better of a driver, but it's showing you what a better equipment might be able to do.
Yeah.
So, and I think he's a solid top 3. There's no argument. He's very consistent, hasn't had very few mistakes, and is keeping that Penske name close right now for them.
Right. Other than a flat spot at St. Pete, he's really run a flawless season so far.
It makes you wonder what the projection was or prognosis of that wrist injury that let Arrow McLaren slip out of their grasp. Because I don't know, or if they just felt like it was irresponsible. It was such an odd scenario because obviously you just know the talent he's rich with talent. And,
everybody in the paddock knows that. Correct.
Yeah.
I go back to yeah. I mean, they let Malukas go and picked up Nolan Siegel. So let's figure that one out.
And Spencer Piggott and whoever else. And I mean, no disrespect, but yeah, you had somebody in your back pocket.
Mm-hmm. And then surprise, our number 2 and number 1, Kyle Kirkwood at number 2 and Alex Palou at number 1. We kind of had some disagreement there and some shuffling a little bit in a few weeks ago, but I think it's pretty much cemented in at this point and until things change. But again, Kirkwood with another top 5. Top 5 finishes in all races this year. That's an amazing start. It's just he's up against a generational talent.
Yep.
And what will happen to him when we get into this stretch of short ovals too? He won at St. Louis mostly on strategy, but there aren't a slew of podiums in his past on the short ovals, and he's tended to fade after the start of a season. Is this the season that he doesn't fade?
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. But he's got Sam's Club on board now, right? So we saw that news that came out today. He's got the Sam's Club livery from the 500 through the end of the season. So that's a cool little sponsorship.
I saw this on Facebook today. Tracks that Palou has not won. Arlington, okay, first year there. Markham, haven't raced there. Milwaukee, Nashville, Phoenix, first time. St. Louis and Washington, D.C. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of 5 of those tracks. Wait, 1, 2, 4 of those tracks either new or we went to this year. So everything else he's won. Nashville, Milwaukee, St. Louis. So if that tells you something. But I mean, he'll win at these road courses for sure. Ovals, he's got a little bit of work to do, but it doesn't look good for the rest of the paddock.
Yeah, especially with the GP coming up because we know how strong he is there.
It does kind of bring us to talk a little bit as well about the teams, because is Chip Ganassi kind of dethroning because they're the quality and depth of all 3 teams. Kiffin Simpson's coming along. Mm-hmm. You're talking about some of these other rookies or guys that maybe got in on money. I think Kiffin, about him being in that group, but he has separated himself from that story.
Right. He's a different story than some of the other. Like, I think his parents own the Cayman Islands, I think, pretty much. But it might be daddy's money, but he's at least producing with it. You know what I mean? And showing out and probably pretty respected. And I think it's a great point.
It makes you wonder too about the talent that's within that team. Ganassi shut down their IMSA program and brought some of those guys over into IndyCar. So they've got some really bright minds that are working on, all 3 of those cars.
It's a great point. Remember Will said, he's like, it's not Palou versus Dixon versus Kiffin. It's like, it's all Chip Ganassi. So it's, obviously all teams share data, but it's helping out wherever you can as far as little insights, little quirks, little nuances about tracks, stuff like that too. Sure. Yeah. Doesn't hurt.
All right.
There's a little bit of other news, weren't there, that came out in the last week?
A couple other tidbits. Scott Elkin is going to take over that role of overseeing the officiating board, which is nice to know that we have somebody now as kind of the figurehead that's going to lead that charge. So that's good news.
I don't know if that changes. I mean, I think it still is what it is, but it's nice to have somebody overseeing it, I suppose. And then ratings for Long Beach came out. I mean, that's huge. 1.2 million, I think.
Yeah, I don't think any of us were expecting that with the entertainment value of that race, but it just shows how big a race Long Beach is and the time of day that, and what they were competing against, and the following up of the NASCAR race. So Congrats to IndyCar on another really solid performance rating
up from 522,000 last year.
Because it went head-to-head with the back nine on Sunday at the Masters.
Oh, that's right. Well, hey, we'll take it. Then not everybody has to know that.
Well, and then some other news. It is now official, rounding out the field for the 500. Yeah. We all had hopes of maybe a splash with one of these big names guys that come out and run the 500. And despite probably having a sweet High Life or Miller Lite livery, not much to get excited about the announcement of Jacob Abel rounding out the field for the 500.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what his dad and Abel Motorsports can put together. You know, they do a really good job in NXT, so maybe if they can put their team to it and they have some time to really get that thing prepared, maybe, you know, they'll be ready for the test, you know, that's coming up next week. So maybe there'll be some speed. Jacob's a talented guy. He showed that in NXT. So last year, I don't think he had a car that was worth it. It's all going to depend on that. Can they get a car ready to go for, you know, late Memorial Day weekend?
I think, you know, it'd be really cool if there's a 34th car that can enter, but I don't see it happening. I think Chevy has divvied out, I think, 7 additional cars. So they're probably toast as far as, so if anything would come, it'd have to be from a Honda team, and Honda's not going to put out a slouch. They want somebody competitive. And I don't think that name is out there or not already in the field. So, or at least qualifying. So,
and there's really, you know, 2.5 teams that would be big enough. And Andretti's already said no. Chip's already said no. Meyer-Shanks sitting at 3 already. They're not going to run another car.
So
is it a foregone conclusion that we have seen the last of the Prima IndyCar experiment? If they're not going to run the 500, what are they going to run?
Yeah, I mean, I would chalk it up. I mean, it doesn't make sense to go run it, you know, the Barber. No. Or, you know, it just doesn't. I don't think if you're not doing it in the Mecca, then there's no point of even wasting the gas to get there.
And without the charter, I don't see it. I think we're going to be looking at a 25 car field until 2028 when those manufacturer charters come in.
Yep, that makes sense. I think I was going to bring something else up, but I don't remember now. So that's how it rolls sometimes in the podcast world, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
I will say sorry, go ahead.
We get the push to pass debacle that happened this week. And, you know, like again,
sorry, Joseph.
Whoops. Yeah, just when you thought it was all gone, Newgard. IndyCar gets to turn it off.
Give Joseph his trophy back from St. Pete a couple years ago.
12 drivers were hitting the button, you know, and it actually kicked in for him. But IndyCar decided that only one car improved their position during that time, and that pass was made between 2 cars that were pushing the button at the same time and for the same amount of time. So really a nothing burger, as Kevin Lee called it on his podcast this week. So
yep, not much there. Well, we got a couple weeks.
I think we got to circle back to our teaser.
Oh yeah, go for
it. Because as much as I, you know, we just put that one in the bank, and it's sitting there, and I can't wait to put it out on May 1st. I can't wait to listen to it. Generally speaking, I don't always listen to our podcast because who wants to listen to themselves, you know. But maybe if I'm through all my other pods and I'm mowing the grass, it just automatically rolls into our Checkered Shorts podcast. But
that'd be a good one.
I can't wait to listen to it. You guys you're gonna flip. You're gonna say, how in the hell did these 3 put that together? And it's no joke. We're not baiting you, clickbaiting you or anything. We have big time guests coming up for May the 1st, so episode number 73.
Yeah, I'm adding that to my May 1st tradition. I get up early that morning. I go put my IMS flag on the flagpole, hang a couple of things outside, and then when I get in the truck to head to work, I'm gonna be turning that pod on, because that was a special one for sure.
Really cool.
Yep. All right. Well, we thank you as always for joining us on Checkered Shorts. If you're a listener, you're part of the Checkered Shorts family. We encourage you to come out and if you happen to recognize us, not to say we're recognizable by any means, but we will be in Checkered Shorts. We will be a little loud, and we will be having a blast. So if you see three goofballs running around in some Checkered Shorts, it's probably us. So definitely come say hi. We want to have those interactions. We want to have some fun. We got some stickers that we're going to be handing out, just as kind of like a little advertisement, try to grow our podcast and get to more listeners. So we'll be at the race handing those things out, and we look forward to continuing this thing for another 71 more plus.
Let's go, baby.
All right. We'll catch you next time on Checkered Shorts.
See y'all.